Hi, my name's Mark, and this is the Easy Miser Do-It-Yourself Bucket Kit. Depending on which kit you order, you'll either get 2 spouts, 4 spouts, or 6 spouts. What you get with the kit is some customized PVC pieces with a poultry nipple installed, sealed, ready to go. A hole saw kit, which gives you the exact size that you need, plus several other sizes for future projects. And you also get the special gasket, which we'll show you in a minute how the poultry spouts fit in. And you get a CD with poultry slaughtering video. You don't have to watch it if you don't ever plan on eating your chickens, but it's there if you need it. And there's some other ebooks in there. And we also give you instructions that should tell you everything you need to know here. But hopefully this video will make it clear. First thing you want to do is set up your hole saw kit. It looks a little intimidating, but this is really simple. What you want to do is just open it up like this. The size we're looking for is not the smallest, but the second to smallest. Lines up just like that. And it says 1 1/4 on the side here. If you look closely, you might need your glasses to read that. But next step is to install the mandrel. Now, this is called the mandrel, but it's also the pilot hole bit. And what you do is you unscrew it like I just did there. Push it in like this. Make sure it goes in all the way through there, and just put this back on. And of course all the other sizes would be the same if you had to use those in the future. I found that just finger tightening it will be good enough for 2 holes. If you want to do more than 2 holes, you should probably get some vice grips or pliers and a screwdriver going through here to hold it. That's what these holes are for, to get a good grip on it. Like if you stick a screwdriver through here, then you can hold the handle and turn pliers here. But right now, just get you good finger tight on it. Now, note about the drill speed. We did some of these with the battery starting to go bad, and it made the hole all jagged. You want to make sure, if you're using a battery-powered drill, that you got a fully charged battery. This is very important, because if your holes are jagged, you're going to get leaks, and you don't want that. Sort of what happens with this hole saw kit is it drills with friction so that you get a little bit of heat action going on. Alright, so we got this ready. Next step is to measure the bucket. Now, we're using a 2-gallon bucket for this purpose, but you can use a 5-gallon bucket, 7-gallon bucket, whatever you have on hand. I would make sure that it's in good shape. You can try to use a recycled bucket if you need to, but if it's been sitting out in the sun, you might have some UV damage to the plastic, and it might be worth going out and getting a new bucket. So you're going to be measuring up. I like to go from the hole of the handle here so that I can get each spout symmetrical. So I use this as sort of a guide. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be measuring just under 2 inches from the bottom. It's the exact place is 1 15/16 is what you need to know. Mark a line right there at 1 15/16, and turn around and do the same thing on this side, and try to line it up with this hole where the handle is going through. And I'll do that right now. pieces right here. And what this measurement's going to do is it's going to allow your poultry nipple to be just above the ground, but not any further above the ground, so you get your maximum capacity with the chicken water volume. Alright, now I think we're ready to drill the hole. We got mark on each side. What I like to do is still try to eyeball it as much as I can with this, lining up with this, come down to here, and keeping in mind that most drills, the speed is controlled by the button as far as you press it in, so you want to go as fast as you can on this. I can't stress that enough. So go really fast. If you've got an electrically powered drill, you might be better off just using it for this one project. So here we go. I'm going to go through and make it relatively quick. So alright, it just takes that long. You'll notice I was pausing. I was letting the drill do the sawing, and you don't want to push through. Don't be in a hurry for this. It just takes a little bit, but if you put your finger in here and feel, it's nice and smooth. And part of that is due to the friction. And like I said, if your drill's not going fast enough, it'll be jagged. You just want to go get you another bucket then. These buckets ain't worth much once you put a hole in it. Alright, so come down here, line it up again, drill pushing down. So you want to try to take about that time pushing through. It's really going to pay off here when we go push the gasket in. Next step is you want to put your gasket in the hole there. Push it in just like that. Fits in pretty easily. Go ahead and put your other gasket in just like that. Push it all the way there. Alright, now you take your spout, and what helps is using, I like to use a glove. But if you don't have a glove, then be prepared to push really hard on this, because what you're doing is you're pushing this through the gasket, and it's going to push the gasket up against the bucket so that you're pushing it through, and it's a really tight fit. And I highly recommend a little soapy water. Mix it in with, I wouldn't use just straight soap because it could get too slippery, you could slip. But I like to just shoot a little soapy water right on the surface area there that you're going to be pushing in the gasket. Get a really good grip on it. And just start pushing. I like to push and turn while I'm going. And it takes quite a lot of elbow grease to get this in. So keep pushing. Yeah, see, it goes in and push and turn. Make sure it's straightened up like that. And there you go. Turn around. Let's put a little soapy water on spout number 2. Just repeat the same process, but be aware that you're going to be protruding out there. So take it to the edge of the table if you can. And just push again. Just, make sure it goes in there. Try not to put all the pressure on the nipple here. This is sort of a sensitive area. And try to turn on the main hub here too, if you can. Make sure it's nice and flat as you can up against the bucket. And now we're almost done. One thing to remember with a bucket installation like this is once you put your lid on, it's possible that you could get an airtight fit. We usually just set the lid on top, so chances are there's little gaps in the plastic there. But if you get a good rain, it might seal up on you. And what I like to do, just to prevent any problem with the water forming some kind of airlock. I'm sure you've all experienced that with like a bottle of water or something. What I like to do is just get, and this can be almost any small drill bit, about this size. Could be a little smaller, a little bigger, whatever you got on hand. What we're doing here is just making sure that you're always going to have air coming in. So what I like to do is, again, line it up with the hole here, and you can drill it anywhere along here if you want, but I like to go right up to the ridge there and just drill it there. And then once I drill it, I move it back and forth to get the little nubs out. You know, just that simple. And I turn it around just to have a backup hole and to keep symmetry growing. You could probably be fine with just one, but you never know. Sometimes maybe an insect could clog it up or something. Then you have a backup breathing hole. And there you have it, one easy miser. When you go to put it in the yard, I like to use a cinder block, but you can use whatever you got on hand. I've used a stump that I've cut just to the right size. And you don't need it up high. You can just use like 2 small red bricks to do what we use for chicks for, I think, almost the first month or more. They're just so small. And then as they get bigger, and really even a full-grown chicken can go down because they're used to drinking from the ground anyway. You don't need it up that high, but it just looks nice if your chickens don't have to struggle to get to it. So yeah, I think we have in the kit there somewhere about 18 inches off the ground, and your chickens will be happy, and everybody in the flock carrying capacity should be happy too.